Listo.
¿Listo? ¿Segura que está
Sí,
grabando? Go ahead, Irfan.
Okay, and of course, there is a message on invoice that can be customized client by client that basically prints on the bottom of the invoices, and there is a feature in BillQuick which allows you to combine multiple projects of the same client on a same invoice called joint invoice. We have a joint invoice feature in BillQuick should you need that. But
Okay.
more importantly, what you see is the similar kind of a summary. Again, you saw summary of an employee earlier on. Rather than you and your accounting team and your management running reports to gather this information from, you can see one summary screen for your client where you can see for any given period the cost of your services and expenses, billable value of those services and expenses, what's been billed out the door to the client of those services and expenses, and how much is still the value of time and expenses that can be
Está mi
billed to the
costo,
client,
lo
which is
facturable,
work
lo
in
que he
progress,
facturado
unbilled
y lo que
time
está
and
por facturarle a ese cliente de los contratos que tengo hoy día. Ujú.
okay? Total number of hours spent on the client. And if you are given a upfront deposit by the client and you would like to know at any given
Los
point
anticipos, o
how
sea, las
much
bolsas de
was
horas,
spent by
cuando
the client.
me las paga pero no me las he gastado, ahí está.
Retainer paid, used, and available, total billed, total paid by the client, and what your client owes you right there. And you can see if this was $142,000 billed to the client, and obviously it could have been on different invoices, you will see the history of those invoices and payments on the next screen for that client. And if you want to know exactly what
Hello?
Ponle primero el altavoz. ¿Entendí mal o decía que también se podía poner como lo que invierto en, o sea, lo que gasto en el cliente y también lo que invierto y me hace como gasto?
Sí, o sea,
Sí,
él te muestra, pues no, él te muestra como los costos, todo lo que a ti te ha costado. O sea, el primero dice, usted puede enlazar múltiples proyectos a un solo cliente, que es lo que a nosotros nos pasa. Entonces nosotros tenemos varios proyectos a un solo cliente. Usted puede ver los costos, lo que ya facturó, lo que está pendiente por facturar y el costo del proyecto.
Pero es que si como en la parte de arriba, como digamos lo que vale y más lo adicional.
Como si lo que vale más lo
O
adicional.
sea, están los costos, pero tienen un costo. ¿No? ¿Sería que escuché mal? ¿Entendí mal?
Es que no.
Esperen ya a ver si poner la pantalla. No.
Aló. ¿Qué onda, Andrés? Sí, se cayó la llamada. Ya Francisco está enlazando otra vez. Está llamando. Listo. Ah, pero usted sigue escuchando ahí, Fran?
Sí, claro, porque...
Ah, listo. Listo, perfecto, listo. Vale. Sí, listo. Ya. Es que no sabía que ellos están directamente...
The access code you entered is invalid. You entered 84433192333. Please re-enter your access code followed by the pound or hash sign.
Thank you.
Irfan,
Yes, sir.
sorry, I mistakenly hung up the phone.
No problem. That's okay. So basically, what I was showing is on the client screen, there is the history of all the invoices and payments that you see summary here, and then you see the detail of the invoices and payments for the client. And what I was about to show you is that you can drill down from this screen directly into the invoice that was actually sent out to the client, and you will be able to see the detail of the invoice.
Okay.
Okay? Now, for a client, you may have a project or you may have multiple projects. Now, you see a client is there, and underneath that, there are different projects. And project is actually everything in BillQuick because it is a project management software. BillQuick actually has, everything revolving around the project. Team of people are working on the project. Rates are set up at the project level. Budget is set up at the project level. Time is recorded against the project. Expenses are tracked against the project. Billing is done against the project. So project is everything. So if I double click on one of the projects of City Services client, which is the PV Country Club project, for example, it will take me to the project screen, and you will see now the listing of all the projects, same search feature, project ID, project name, who is managing it, because you can put a project manager, and which client it belongs to. See, client is there only once, City Services, but City Services client has 4 projects. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And when I select the project on the left-hand side, PV Country Club, for example, you will see the general information about the project ID, which is the alphanumeric field, numbers and letters, 65 characters long, and project name, which client it belongs to, and you can assign a project manager to the project. When you assign a project manager to the project, you will be able to actually set up your permissions for your project managers in such a way that when they log into BillQuick, they can only see the project that they're managing. When they are reviewing the time and expenses, they can be reviewing only the time and expenses of their projects.
Hold on a second, Irfan. I'm sure I translate this. ¿Qué ocurre? Uno configura el proyecto. Aquí vamos a ver qué cosas se le configuran al proyecto para que vean que es también bien específico. Importante es que uno puede configurarle proyectos a personas para que esas personas solo vean sus proyectos. Entonces Jorge vea los proyectos de sus clientes, y eso es importante porque eso también lo puedes hacer a nivel de consultor. Cuando el consultor vea vaya a entrar a su registro de tiempos, le aparecen solamente los proyectos a los cuales yo lo he asignado como Resource Allocation Manager. Entonces, depende también de cómo configuro para que la gente empiece a dedicarse cada uno a su pedazo. Podemos tener muchos proyectos, pero pues cada uno ve solamente su pedazo. Irfan, go ahead.
Okay. Now,
Sí, Irfan está ahí.
Okay.
We're listening.
Okay. So right here, you can see that there is a what's this called? A contract type that
Es importante.
set up on a project.
Es el tipo de proyecto. Okay. I will translate this because this is important for us. Okay. Entonces, el proyecto tiene un tipo específico y un comportamiento diferentes. Entonces, él nos va a explicar, pero, digamos, a nosotros lo que nos interesa es si el proyecto es costo fijo, ¿sí?
Fixed price.
o tiempo y materiales. ¿Okay? Y acá uno configura y él se comporta diferente. Go ahead, Irfan.
Okay. So yes, it is important because in the sense that any project that you receive, either it can be fixed fee, hourly not to exceed. If there is a project that is actually, in a proposal stage, you have not really earned it.
Exacto.
But you're working on earning that project, but you're spending time. Where are you going to put that time? You can create a marketing type project, and it will be off-type marketing.
That's important for our sales manager. Los proyectos, uno los puede meter aquí desde toda la preventa para saber qué horas y qué tiempo le está invirtiendo en preventa. Entonces, todas las horas que invertimos en cotizar, el proyecto nace en estado marketing, se le pueden meter tiempos, todos los tiempos automáticamente quedan como non-billable, Y cuando el proyecto nos lo ganamos, usted lo cambia a fixed price o a tiempo y
Y
materiales.
ya tiene todas las horas
y
que
tiene
invirtió.
todo el tracking de tiempo que le ha metido a los proyectos. ¿Ok? Los proyectos internos,
Como industrialización y ese tipo de cosas.
claro, los proyectos internos como industrialización, todo lo que hagamos,
Proceso
son de
X.
tipo overhead.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that will be the overhead project. Perfect example is Francisco. Make sure you explain it to them that today, 4 of you are doing a demo with me. If you go in your system that you already have, and you need to keep track of that 1 hour of time, what are you going to put it towards? You're not going to put it towards your client's project. You're going to put it towards your internal overhead project.
Yes.
And that will be responsible for sick, vacation, holiday time, meeting time, meeting like this one, and Christmas party time, and any time that is not project related, but it is your internal overhead time, you put it towards the internal overhead project.
Ok, hold on. Entonces, lo que les estoy diciendo. Entonces, los proyectos, todo lo que ustedes ponen en el caso, ¿qué?
Administración.
El caso
es ese.
administrativo son proyectos internos.
Bueno.
Entonces, yo puedo estructurar un proyecto interno que son estas reuniones, o puedo tener un proyecto interno que de verdad sea un proyecto como, por ejemplo, industrialización, o todo el proyecto de pruebas, que eso no se le carga a ningún cliente, sino es un tema completo de pruebas. Entonces, ese tipo de proyectos, la herramienta los permite y simplemente son proyectos que no tienen nada facturable, pero la herramienta permite que uno les meta tiempos y costos. ¿Sí? Go ahead, Irfan.
Okay. Now, of course, there are other contract types, like you may have a contract with the client where you will spend time on the project to get the things done, but your billing arrangement with the client is that you will be billing them every month or every quarter or whatever the frequency is, $10,000 or $15,000. And you want BillQuick to produce your invoices based on the recurring frequency and recurring amount that you want to bill them for. You can set up the recurring contract types right there.
Outsourcing.
Sí, hold on, Irfan. Entonces, ¿qué ocurre? Si yo tengo un proyecto de outsourcing en el que facturo mensualmente una plata fija,
yo ya lo puedo meter ahí.
Lo meto acá, le guardo tiempos y él automáticamente genera pues, los cobros y empieza a descontar los temas. Hay algo muy importante y es que esta herramienta maneja, digamos, la vida de la preventa, toda la inversión de tiempos en la preventa, todo lo que está en la ejecución, y en la ejecución no solamente el ingreso y registro de tiempo, sino la facturación, cosa que por ahora acá no estamos viendo que tengamos que hacer por BillQuick, pero permite que yo dé un clic y ya genere la factura que va a salir al cliente. ¿Okay? Por eso es que aquí él habla de configurar, digamos, estos tipos, porque dependiendo del tipo, él también me ayuda a que si es un valor fijo mensual, pues automáticamente la herramienta mensualmente genera una factura para el cliente para que se la mande. Incluso con facturación electrónica, como funciona en Estados Unidos, pues la factura va electrónica. Casi que nadie se da cuenta de que se ve la factura a ningún humano. Okay. Go ahead, Irfan.
Okay. Now, other thing that you want to know is that there is a status for the project. At any given point, the project is active. When it is completed, you can mark it as completed, and you can run reports, show me all the projects that are active, show me all the projects that are completed. And if the project for some reason is inactive or is on hold, you can mark it as hold, and then employees will not be able to put in time against those because they are on hold. And any project that is in the marketing stage, and not all the projects that you set up proposals will be awarded to you. Some you're going to miss, some you're going to win. So anything that you're not going to win, you can mark as cancel, and you will be able to see how many projects that you did this year were basically canceled and they were not awarded to you.
Okay, entonces, aquí básicamente me permite manejar los estados del proyecto. Importante que, digamos, si yo paro un proyecto por alguna razón, la gente no puede meterle tiempos al proyecto, no puedo cargarle tiempo. Si yo lo archivo, lo que hago es sacarlo como a un lugar en donde ya, digamos, cuando tenga muchos proyectos lo archivo y queda ya como en un archivo muerto, no me sale en todas partes. Si el proyecto no lo gané, por ejemplo, yo puedo cancelarlo, lo pongo cancelado. Bueno, en fin, digamos, me permite manipular si el proyecto está vivo, dormido, muerto en el sistema para que el sistema actúe convenientemente con eso. Okay? Go ahead, Irfan.
Now, another thing is that if the project is, fixed fee or hourly, not to exceed, and it has any kind of a ceiling, you will be able to put in the contract amount of that project in here. And what BillQuick will do, BillQuick will actually track each and every value of the hours that you are spending on this project. It will keep track of that, and it will tell you at any given point how much has been spent as compared to what the contract is. And when you get closer to the contract amount, it will ask you, now that you're going to go with this time entry that your employee is going to put in, you will go over budget. What do you want to do with this project? Do you want to mark it as extra so that you can go back to the client and ask for more contract? Or do you want to actually go ahead and basically stop employees from putting in time? You do have an option of going into the rules where you can say, I don't want employees to put in time once the contract amount is reached. So there are all these types of things that you can do. And if you want employees to put in time, anything that you go over budget and that will be non-billable, it will mark as non-billable, even though the billable activity is billable. But on this project, if you have gone over budget, you will be able to see how much amount you have gone over budget by. So all these things can be tracked by BillQuick automatically.
Okay, hold on, please. Entonces, ¿qué ocurre?
Le pone un límite.
Sí, uno puede, digamos, en este caso, este proyecto es un contrato que es por horas, pero con techo. Entonces, lo que le está diciendo allí es que uno pone el monto del contrato y BillQuick automáticamente va monitoreando si está llegando al techo o no. Y cuando llega al techo, BillQuick le dice qué quiere hacer.
¿Quiere seguir
¿Quiere seguir o quiere parar? Porque uno puede decir, no, hágale que yo le cobro esa plata al cliente. ¿Sí? En los proyectos generalmente hay dos rubros que nosotros no utilizamos mucho, que es el service amount y el expense amount, porque generalmente los clientes a uno, si yo estoy haciendo un proyecto en Medellín, el cliente me debería pagar los viáticos y eso. Entonces esos montos uno los mete aquí y acá, los mete en service amount y en expense amount, eso suma el contract amount y automáticamente contra esas cifras es que BillQuick controla los costos asociados independientemente del proyecto, si es por horas o es un proyecto costo fijo.
Pero eso es súper importante porque, por ejemplo, no nos pasa lo de CRE, que se volaron las horas y uno no se da cuenta.
Exacto.
Acá yo sí tengo el límite, el tope, me dice, ¿quiere seguir? ¿O quiere parar? ¿O qué hacemos?
Claro, entonces, digamos, este es un punto que nos permite a nosotros como preventivamente ver los proyectos que están cerca de sus topes y hacer algo. No enterarnos cuando alguien saca...
No, cuando ya se volaron las horas, cuando llevamos 700 horas y ¿cuánto eran? No, 100 horas.
¿Andrés está entendiendo?
Para que no llegara a esa situación.
De acuerdo. Irfan, go ahead.
Okay, so another project management feature here is, of course, each and every project has a start date, and there will be some kind of a due date that you can put in. That due date can be the due date that is negotiated with the client, or you want to put an internal due date on a project so that your employees or project managers know that they need to finish it within that date. Now, once you put in a due date on a project, you have an option under the preferences where you can have a notification sent to project managers via email or through BillQuick message, or either both. Either or, you can project due is less than so many days. So if you set up this preference for project managers will receive an email notification 7 days, 10 days, 20 days before the due date of the project is due, so that they're not caught in surprise. They will have enough time to deliver the project.
Uno configura una fecha.
Of course,
Tentativa interna o externa de finalización del proyecto. Y yo le digo, mándeme una notificación.
Project custom fields available for you, which are fully customizable. You can
para que uno llene con cosas de uno.
change labels on them, and you can actually
cambiar las etiquetas
whatever
acá.
information you
Ponerle,
put
por ejemplo,
here.
el número de la oferta,
Attachment feature.
el número del caso papá.
Attachment feature available
Lo
for
mismo,
you on the project screen,
lo
which allows you to attach your project contracts, billing contracts, scope of work, any document that is important for this project in electronic format, so that when your project managers or billing managers need to look at the document, they don't have to pull the file. It's all available to them in electronic format right there. Okay? Under the billing tab, this is where you can put in the recurring amount if the project was recurring, and you can put a frequency
Si es periódico,
if
no
this
puede poner,
project
son
was
$1,000 al
recurring
mes, son
project.
$1,000 al mes. Okay.
Now, service fee schedule. I talked about earlier on that on the employee screen, you can set up the employee's default billable rate, right? But how do I now
Es importante.
override this billable rate on the project. So now, on the project, there is a service fee schedule. Service fee schedule, Francisco, please explain it to them. Service fee schedule is nothing but a rate card that you create and you attach it to the project, which allows you to charge the same employee's time on different rates at the project level.
Okay.
Here, I'm showing an example of employee Curtis James
Hold on.
having a default billable rate of 150, but on this one, on this project, doing 3 different activities, he
El
is billed
service
at
fee,
different rates.
el service fee schedule es la tabla de tarifas del proyecto.
Es que Carlos me está sofocando.
Sí, ya se fueron a almorzar todos. Es que me da pena que haya alguien ahí.
No, es que no está.
Entonces, el service fee schedule del proyecto es la tabla de tarifas del proyecto. En nuestro caso es consultor senior, 100 pesos, consultor junior, 1000 pesos. Pero uno puede especificar tarifas por consultor, por tipo de consultor, por tarea, por ejemplo, por actividad.
Por cliente, claro.
Entonces, ¿qué hace? Uno parte de configurar, cuando uno se sienta como gerente de proyecto y parametriza un proyecto, eso incluye parametrizar, meter la tabla de tarifas.
Súper bien.
Entonces usted mete la tabla de tarifas como convenientemente sea y ya el proyecto empieza a usar esas tarifas. Si es por tarea, él empieza a aplicar unas reglas y él deduce qué tarifa usar para una tarea persona específica. Go ahead, Irfan.
Okay, so it can be used for
Mire, por
individual
empleado,
employees.
sí, por empleado, por
It
grupo de
can be
empleados,
used
Por
for
actividad.
group of employees, where
Por
you can
actividad.
say all senior consultants or junior consultants when doing a particular activity or a group of activities,
un grupo de
call them
actividades.
in a different way.
Ajá.
Claro,
You
porque
can make use
de
of
pronto no es lo
groups
mismo
also.
hacer una instalación que un versionamiento.
Exacto.
Y le estamos cobrando exactamente la misma
Exacto.
tarifa. Entonces yo digo, la instalación es mucho más, o sea, tiene un
Exacto.
trabajo mucho más denso.
Ajá.
Él aplica una tarifa mayor y el versionamiento, no sé, menor.
Exacto. Entonces aquí es donde yo tengo realmente toda la flexibilización de meterle las tarifas que vendí en el proyecto. Es el Service Fee Schedule, ¿ok? Eso es muy importante.
Vamos a ver si estoy vendiendo con utilidad o estoy saliendo a pedir.
Por lo menos
No.
para que la herramienta empiece a calcular los costos con una tabla de tarifas correcta, ¿sí? Usted sabe que aquí cada cliente tiene sus tarifas o hay cosas que se le deciden no cobrar. Entonces uno a esa actividad le puede poner 0, no le cobro el versionamiento, le pongo 0
No es facturable.
y no es facturable, exacto. ¿Listo? Dale.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hacele.
Now, there is also a feature in the project screen where you have a billing contract with the client, and if you want your employees to know exactly in how many hours that you need to finish this project and what activities you will be performing, you can break down this billing contract into a detailed line item budget. Budget is a basically a detailed budget that you can set up on project where you can put in the group of employees or individual employees performing a particular activity or group of activities, and you will be able to budget the hours on that
This
activities.
is-
You can budget services and you can budget expenses.
Irfan, is this the project plan but without the dates? Am I right?
Exactly.
Okay.
This is purely based on the number of hours that you think that employees can finish, not without dates. I mean,
Okay.
the dates will be an allocation
Esa es la
feature that I'll
planeación
show you
de
in a
Diana.
minute.
Exacto. Entonces, hold on, please. Entonces, ¿qué hago? Entonces, ya vimos, yo meto la tabla de tarifas como gerente de proyecto, ¿sí? Y meto, hay un concepto que él va a explicar ahorita. Él está hablando del budget y ahorita va a hablar del estimate. Son conceptos complementarios. El budget, ¿qué es? Mi plan de proyecto. Mi plan de proyecto de cómo voy a consumir las horas, en qué tareas, todavía sin fechas. ¿Ok? Entonces, es pues, nuestro plan de proyecto que enviamos al
Todas
cliente,
las actividades.
donde yo le pongo, en vez de ponerle la fecha, le pongo día 1 y fíjense que acá todavía no he asignado consultores, estoy metiendo,
Solo las actividades.
mucho, no tengo por qué asignar consultores, fíjense que acá pongo todos, cualquiera, pongo la actividad, el número de horas, la descripción y cómo el cliente se va a consumir esa plata. Y todavía estoy parametrizando el proyecto. ¿Ok? Ok, go ahead.
Okay. Now, of course, there is also a report that your project managers
Un
will
report.
run based
Proyecto.
on that budget that is tied to the project.
Y aquí veo
I
un
can
reporte
see
como
exactly on the budget comparison report on the TV Country Club. There's a budget section and there's a spend section. Budget is coming from the budget on the project. Spent is coming in real time from the time cards when your employees put in,
Y veo
and
cómo
you
está un
will be
proyecto
able
en
to see
consumo de
the
horas.
status of your each line item on a project budget.
Okay.
And
The hours,
the-
the hours are against the
What you plan.
the amount is the spent amount is based on the build amount or the cost amount.
no, it is at the billable rate.
Okay, at the billable rate. Okay.
At the billable rate, yes.
Okay. Si yo me voy chupando el proyecto a la tarifa
Que yo le cobro.
que yo le cobro al cliente. ¿Sí? Okay.
Okay, and of course there is also under the project screen, you will be able to also look at the summary of the project. Earlier on, you saw the summary of a client, but for a client, you may have more than one project going on, right? So you want to look at the summary of the project rather than running 5 different reports and maintaining Excel spreadsheets based on employees putting in time and the billing that you do out of BillQuick.
Rápidamente
You
puedo
can see
ver
the
un
cost of
resumen
your
por
services,
empleado, por
and
cliente y por
Por
proyecto.
proyecto.
billable value of those service expenses on a selected project, what's been billed, unbilled, total number of hours spent on the project, and based on spending, how much is my percent complete on the project?
Mire el
Not based on
porcentaje, el
billing,
valor ganado.
but based on spending.
El valor ganado, Andrés.
Yes.
Ujú.
Retainer paid, retainer used, available, billed, paid, and what is actually owed on this project by the client. And then the history shows you the history of invoices and payments, not for all the client projects of the client, only for the selected project. And only it also shows you any vendor bills also. If you use any outside consultants other than your employees and you enter their bills as vendor bills, you will be able to see which outside consultants you used on the project.
Estas son las facturas que le pasa a un proyecto porque les puedo ver cómo está la facturación.
Ya.
Okay. Another project management feature is the project control, which
Mire,
is
esto es
also
importante.
called assignment of resources on the project. If you want only such and such employee to work on the project, you can actually upfront, when as soon as you get a project, you can assign only the
O sea, acá
resources
meto
that will
gente
be
al
used on the
proyecto.
project.
Sí, al proyecto como tal le asigno consultores, lo aprovisiono en el proyecto. A project by project basis, right? Okay.
You can do that, and if not only the employees, you may have 100 different activities that your employees perform, but on this particular project, only
Por
this
actividades.
and this activity will be used. You can also assign the activities on the project, and employees, when they are putting in time, they will be only able to see the activities and the project activities and the employees that have been assigned to the project.
Okay, I have a question, Irfan.
Good.
Okay, but let me translate this before the question. ¿Qué ocurre? Las actividades en BillQuick son los procesos, los servicios, procesos, actividades y tareas que uno parametriza por otra pantalla. Entonces uno puede armar su árbol y decir, listo, una CPF tiene estos servicios, estos procesos y tiene estas actividades y tiene estas tareas. ¿Okay? Entonces acá es donde uno coge y dice, esta es una CPF. Entonces, ¡pum!, le meto todas las actividades de la CPF al proyecto. Le asigno recursos y le meto todas las actividades para decir que es una consultoría, un producto financiero. La pregunta que le voy a hacer a él es si yo puedo tener plantillas de grupos de actividades para que automáticamente yo no tenga que asignar una a una, sino como un template.
Pero también lo que yo entiendo es que usted puede asignar full time a un consultor o también por tareas específicas.
Sí,
¿cierto?
pero eso todavía no lo hemos visto.
Okay.
Irfan, we have a question. We have specific types of projects with specific sets of activities. Let's say a specific type of project, a consulting project has 20 activities. Is it possible to have the whole set assigned to the project, like a template of a set of activities, so the manager assigns the whole set and not activity by activity?
Yeah. So basically what you can do is you can create a template project.
Okay. We have a template project.
If you get a similar kind of a project, you can click on clone, and as soon as I click on clone, 10-, let's say PD Country Club. I'm creating another project, and as soon as I say, it will ask me, do you want to also get the project control settings and other settings with the plum?
Okay, let
So let me actually
okay, do that again, please.
You need to configure it one time, one project, and then
Exactly. You can create a template project, and then you can click on clone, and you will be able to clone.
Ah, okay.
Ya, o sea, yo
Yo ejecuto uno, lo configuro, lo
Y
clono
lo clona, lo
y lo empiezo a clonar.
configure
But let me show you
one
something.
time, one project.
Yeah, exactly.
O sea,
There
podemos
is a
tener
project,
preconfigurados los
and
proyectos.
it has
Y si veo que también tiene
the
merge.
actual project.
Sí, tiene.
It has these employees.
O sea, yo puedo coger dos proyectos y...
I clone 10 PD from this. Look at this one. When I go to 10 PD, it has given same employees, same activities on that project.
Ah, okay.
From the template.
Ajá.
Yeah. You can just answer to your question is yes, you can do that.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to go into the project allocation and forecasting, and you will have to do the translation to Daisy for me. So basically, project allocation and forecasting feature is the feature which will tell you at any given point your employees are working on what and what their workload is.
Okay,
If you are getting a
hold
new
on.
project.
Hold on. Esta es la herramienta que te va a servir a ti como...
Es que estornudo.
Para administrar los recursos.
Pero no importa, estornuda.
No, porque tengo...
Pues básicamente esta es la herramienta que te va a servir a ti como la persona que hace
Asignación
de personas agentes a proyectos. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so basically, when you are getting busy, you're getting lots of projects, and you don't know which employees are ready to take on that new project.
¿Les suena conocido?
You have enough staff, huh?
What you are saying is
It's the
very
situation
it's
that we are-
our day-to-day situation.
Okay, yeah. So basically,
Tratando los problemas que hay.
what will happen is that you want to know which employee is available to take on that new project, and if at all you have enough employees. If you are getting really, really busy, do you have a need to hire more employees? So how can you tell what your staff schedule look like is by using this allocation and forecasting feature, which allows you on a project assign the resources, the type of activities that they will be doing, and again, if you have assigned only certain type of activities and certain type of employees on the assigned tab on the project, it will bring in only those, and you will be able to also put in the hours. Now you can put in a start date and an end date for each and every activity you're assigning on a project. And based on that start and end date, you will be able to see the progress of your project on a Gantt chart.
Wow.
Now, once you have done the project allocation on each and every project, employees are getting assigned on the project. You know number of hours they will be doing and number of days it will take them to complete it. You will be able to see the calendar of your employees.
La malla de ocupación.
Is this?
And you will be able to see the title for by week or by month. It's up to you. And you can see it for next 10 weeks or 10 months. What your schedule for your employees looks like. Any employee that is allocated more than 40 hours, it will be in red because you have given them more work than what they're supposed to do.
Hold on. Entonces, pues nada, nos muestra la malla de ocupación.
Estamos viendo por empleado y hora.
Estamos viendo por empleado y hora y se ven rojos los que están sobreasignados.
Exacto.
Y puedo verlo. Can you please expand, for example, Alan Marcello, please? Expand it.
Marcello has 272 hours from this date, and for next 10 weeks he has been scheduled 32 hours here, 32 hours here, 32 here, 35
Okay,
here.
We want to drill down. We want to drill down into Alan. Can you drill down?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to show you.
Okay.
So 272 hours, out of which 272 hours,
272 horas.
he has completed. But 272 hours on what? You will
¿En
be
qué?
able to see the projects underneath it.
¿En qué proyectos? Excelente.
Why on 18 January is yellow? What means yellow?
What means yellow?
Yellow on January 18 and
Okay.
January.
Yellow means that this employee is very close to 40 hours that he's supposed to work.
Está muy
Find
cercano.
another employee to give more hours, and they are pretty much on the 40 hours. Between 35 to 40 hours. Because if your employee is supposed to work only 40 hours a week, you have pretty much at the allocated hours, they are already there.
Okay.
Okay? Now, one thing that I want to show you is that now out of the 272 hours that have been allocated to employee Alan Marcello, you will see now on which projects and out of the allocated hours, how many hours he has completed. Now you're looking at the schedule as compared to the actual project by project. Now, as compared to the employees, I can actually look at your project calendar without doing
Lo puedes ver por
Ah,
proyecto. And within the project, the employees and the tasks?
exactly.
Wow.
189 hours on PV Country Club. Out of those 62.75 hours finished, 189 hours scheduled in what weeks? 5 hours here, 35 here, 32 here, and so on. And which employees for 189 hours? Now you're looking at employees underneath it.
O sea, esta es la herramienta con la que Oscar se sentaría con Daisy a planear.
El Excel.
Ese es el famoso Super Excel en donde ven cada persona cómo está, lo mueven con el mouse. Perfecto.
Now there is one more benefit of using the allocation and forecasting feature. You are assigning Alan Marcello 45 hours on design calculations on PV Country Club. Alan Marcello has $200, for example, a rate for design calculations on PV Country Club. Why can't I use these hours, translate into a revenue forecast based on my scheduled hours? I can actually say, give me the project amounts based on allocation. Now I'm looking at the
Wow.
revenue forecast.
It's a revenue forecast.
Cash flow.
Cash flow, yes.
Puedo proyectar el flujo de caja basado en las horas que le faltan a la persona por su tarifa y mirar más o menos cuánta plata tengo. Like the work on hand, right?
Exactly. So basically you are saying that I am saying that Irfan is going to work on Project PV Country Club on January 1st, from January 1st to January 31st, 200 hours, and his rate is $100, which is $20,000. So if everything goes by plan, I am expecting to collect $20,000 in January just from Irfan's work.
Okay.
It's a projection. It's not actual. It's based on the forecast. It's forecasting based on the allocation that you've done.
Okay.
Okay? You can see it by project, and I can see it by employee also. Which employee
Entonces también se
is
puede ver desde una
generating
tableta, ¿cierto?
how much revenue
But
based on the
this
allocation.
is bill account or cost account?
Ya no te
No,
pueden
this
ir.
is billable amount. Or this is billable amount. Hours times the billable rate.
Okay.
Cost is your cost. Basically, that will be profitability, and for that, we do have profitability reports, and I'll show you project profitability reports.
Aquí tiene el deporte central.
You can run it for any date range that you want to run it for. Let's say I want to run it for the all periods, and as soon as I click on OK, I'm jumping ahead of time here, and I just want to show you this because it's very important for you to see actual what happened on the project. So here is my, can you see this one?
Yes.
Okay, let me make it a little bit bigger. So here is my PV Country Club project. Type is hourly not to exceed. Contract amount is $73,000. Earned billings is the invoices that have gone out to the client, out the door. How much is your work in progress, unbilled time and expenses on this project? How much have you total spent on the project, which is hours times the billable rate of all the hours, whether they are billed to the client or not billed to the client? Total payments received. Did you give any credits and write-offs?
Lo que nos
How much your client owes project: labor cost, expense cost, profit dollar amount, and profit percentage.
Okay. Work in progress is for earned values, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, work in progress is basically the amount that you have out there on the project that has not billed to the client yet.
Ajá, ajá.
Qué pendiente.
El WIP, el
It's
famoso
not
WIP.
billed time and expenses.
Okay. Thank you.
And you can look into individual projects and you get to see the overall profitability of your company, which gives you the how much profit you have made and what percentage the profit is.
Excuse me, Arfe, el earn, Andrés, el earn es el billings más el WIP.
Okay.
O sea, es lo que ya ha ganado, lo que ya se ha causado en el proyecto. Mire que ahí le dan $50,000, 50,531, que son los 40,800 más los 9,600, ¿sí? Los 40,000 ya los facturó y los otros son en progreso, que son plata ya ganada porque ya se causó en el proyecto, digámoslo así. Por ejemplo, entregables que ya entregué.
Mi pregunta iba encaminada porque dentro de, digamos, la metodología hay un concepto de valor ganado que le dice cuánto efectivamente ya hizo, que es esto, y es lo que usted me está diciendo.
Sí, es lo mismo, es lo mismo.
Usado para hacer los cálculos.
Sí, es lo mismo. Sí, sí, ok.
So that was pretty much about my project management features, but then project managers want to know more about the project in terms of, graphs and charts, and they want to see some kind of a dashboard on a project. So there is a dashboard for your project managers to see everything about the project, which is again new in BillQuick, called Project Center. Project Center not only shows you the contract comparison as compared to the contract, what has been spent and what is remaining and how many hours you spent. It also shows you the profit analysis, billable value of the time. This is the cost. Earlier on, the question was asked, can we see how much did it cost us to generate this billable amount? That's the cost. Hours times the cost rate. This is hours times the billable rate. Difference between the two can be a profit. Billability. If there is a billable value of $50,531, what has been billed out to the client, out the door, and this is your work in progress, which is unbilled time and expenses. Non-billable time spent on a project. And if you have a contract budget on the project, I showed you that you can attach a project budget. You can see a budget comparison. Not only the actual contract comparison, you can see your internal budget comparison also as compared to the budgeted hours, how many hours were spent and what is remaining. Okay. Now, it also raises the flags on the projects. It basically raises those alerts. What
Red projects.
My project, yes.
Esos son los proyectos rojos en donde ya la herramienta va diciendo.
Yeah. So look at this one. The project was $10,500 contract, but you ended up spending $27,000, a loss of $16,000 worth of billable time on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So there can be a flag raised based on your options, whether you want to raise it based on the profit basis,
Mm-hmm.
budget basis, or contract basis.
Okay.
And not only you can see the overall picture of the project, which is the overview of the project in terms of the charts and graphs. Anything your project manager needs to know about a project, he doesn't need to go to 10 different places. He can see time and expense entries, approve them from here, review them from here. You can see notes on the project. If any notes are on the project, you can see them in here. And if there are any files attached to the project, you will be able to see them right from the screen. Assignments can be done from the screen. Allocations can be seen, who's allocated for how many hours, start date, end date. You can see it from here. Summary and the history of all the invoices and payments for all the projects can be seen from this. Meaning, your project manager does not need to go into 10 different places to gather this information from. They can see it right there on the one screen.
Okay.
I know, Francisco, we are actually 1 hour already into this one. Do you have 5 more minutes for me to show the time track?
Yes, but that is was what I was about to say. I would like you to show us how the actual consultant places his or her times in the tool, and how those time entries get into approval. Okay, please show us that. Le estoy diciendo que
meta los tiempos.
nos enseñe cómo la persona mete los tiempos.
Consultants will be recording time
Los
entries
consultas lo meten por la
in
web.
the office or using the web-based application called WebSuite. And I'm pretty sure, Francisco, you are aware of that because your other company, you were
Yes.
using WebSuite.
Yes, yes.
So, first of all, when your employee goes and records time, they will see this simple time card. Very simple.
Muy
Employee
simplemente
James
aparecen las tareas y
needs
mete
to
las
select
horas.
the project, the activity, and the number of hours that he needs to put in. And if he has put in a memo,
Y
you
puede
will
poner
see that
ahí.
there is a memo
Venga,
attached to the time
Comentarios.
entry.
No me dieron conexión.
Let's say I want to put in a time entry. I will select the project,
Sí, eso le
put
aparece el
in
que
the
tiene.
activity, and it will show me only the activities that are assigned
A las
to
que
the
yo estoy
project.
asignado.
Solo mis
Earlier on,
tareas.
I put in only 5 activities on the project. It will show me only 5.
Okay.
Okay? And when I select the client conference and I want to put in, let's say, 1.25 hours in here, and if I need to explain it, I can put in a long, unlimited length memo. Okay?
Okay.
And it gets stored with the time entry. And what it takes to save the time card, all I need to do is
Save.
click on save, and that time entry is saved now. And
No
you
hace
will
nada más
see
y no lo mete
any
ya.
time entry that has a memo tied with it, it has a blue triangle up at the top so that your employees can see and your managers can see which time entries have memo and which ones do not.
Pero hay que verlo planeado, no, o sea, digamos, no parece como la hora
Can the consultant actually see how many hours
was planned.
has he been planned for a task?
Absolutely. If I go under options, show allocation and forecasting on the time card, if I want to put in 2 hours in here, and as soon as I save it, it will show me that there were 32 hours left, and it will show me the number of hours have been
Mire,
allocated and
sí.
how much has been spent.
¿Cuántas horas le metieron ahí? Metió dos, ¿cuántas le habían metido para que cumpla?
Also, you can do one thing. If you do not want your employees to go beyond allocated hours, because you want them to come in and explain why they finished the hours when the project is still going on,
Ajá.
you can set up a rule on the project where you can say lock at allocated hours.
Okay. No le, o sea, lo obliga a que
fue.
meta.
Ajá.
Okay.
To be
Si
honest
fueron
with
dos,
you,
tiene que cumplir dos.
¿Y pueden
Ajá.
modificar las anteriores?
exactly what you will see: TV Country Club, client conference, assigned hours 40,
Ajá.
use 31.5,
Ah, sí.
and 8.5. Let's make sure that's true. 40 hours assigned. Let's go to allocation and forecasting. Project,
Sí, uno
Allocation
puede
and
configurar
forecasting.
qué tan retroactivo
Good
quiere que la
James,
gente pueda meter las
40
horas.
hours
Entonces,
on
yo, por
TV
ejemplo,
Country
tenía en mi
Club.
empresa 7 días. Que se me cuelguen 7
And
días se mete
on the
horas.
time
Más
card,
allá tenía que
that
pedir
is what it
permiso.
is showing you,
Y pues
that
obviamente
you
la
have
gente no me quiere
30,
ni
40
pedir
hours,
permiso.
you have already used 31.85, and you have
Pero sí se puede configurar.
8.5 remaining.
Can I see up there to the employees for the activity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I go in here and put in now 20 hours for a same activity and try to save it, it will actually say you cannot put in more hours because you've been only assigned 40. You will be going over by 11.5 hours.
A good control.
Yep. And week after week, if your employees are working on the same set of projects, when I go to the next week, BillQuick will copy my recently used projects, and you will be basically saving time for not putting in the projects in there because it will remember those projects for you. And
Okay.
how does your employee submit time? Click on
Mira que
submit
lo
all,
submite.
submit it to the project
Eso es importante.
managers. And as soon as you submit the time, project manager will get an email notification. And when that project manager logs into BillQuick, he will be able to see which employees have submitted time to them. And when that project manager clicks on Curtis James, he will be able to see all the time submitted by Curtis James to him in one screen. So there is a notification feature for you to set up if you want to know when your employees are notifications, notify me when time and expenses are submitted to me. I can check this checkbox and I can get an email and I will get a that sweet one.
El mundo está inventado. Okay. Tell us about the approval workflow that you can set up.
Yeah. So once you basically log into BillQuick as a manager, you will be able to see which employees have submitted time to you, which employees have submitted expenses to you. And if you want to look at Curtis James's time entries as a manager, you click it here, and now you can go ahead and either individually check it, or you can check all of these, and you can approve them. If you want to really see what this time entry is, you can actually click on edit mode, and you can see the detail of the time entry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So that is the approval process where you can approve all of your employees' time in one shot. Now, there is no more submitted time because it's been approved. If I want to see only the unsubmitted time, I can see only unsubmitted time.
Okay.
If I want to see only the unapproved time, I can see only the unapproved time.
Because the project manager, el gerente de proyecto puede decir, no, este tiempo no se lo apruebo.
Claro.
Lo que
La
hace
legalización de
la legalización de gastos,
todo
o
eso.
venga, como
I
así
can
que
see
todo este
my
tiempo es no
employee,
facturable.
or
No
I
es
can see it
facturable.
by project.
Ajá, sí.
I can see it by employee or I can see it by project.
Sí, mira, por empleado o por subcontratista, que es el vendor,
Por
Juan
proyecto.
Rodrigo, o por proyecto.
Ah, sí. Sí, sí, sí.
Okay.
Francisco,
Mhm.
I have another meeting coming up because I had only scheduled 1 hour for this one and I got 2 more minutes. Are there any questions that I can address in these 2 minutes?
It's very clear.
No, for me it's very clear. ¿Más
No.
preguntas?
No.
Andrés, very
I don't
clear.
have questions.
So what we will do, Irfan, is I'll get back to you guys, to you and to Samina, and we will talk about next steps. I want to talk about pricing and how many licenses I will be
Able
needing and stuff like that. But for me, the tool and the presentation has covered its objective.
Awesome.
So thank you very much, and
Well, thank you.
and please tell Samina I'll call her, okay?
No problem. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for your time. I really appreciate you spending 1 hour of your time on this demonstration. And I'm pretty sure that whatever you're looking for, BillQuick has to offer that. It is a complete time and expense tracking, billing, and a project management software. Has lots of reports that you need. If you want to know at any given point who has worked on what project and how many hours he has spent and how many, what's the dollar amount spent, you'll be able to see it on reports as well as on the screens. Really